Warning: Channel Robozoid contains adult language, adult content, strong opinions, and verbal brutality. Viewer discretion is advised.
If you want somebody that's gonna go out there and represent you and represent your issues, please vote for my sister Jazz Hands Crockett. Because one thing about it, she's gonna fight her best. She's gonna fight whoever she has to, so your voice and your problems could be heard. Vote right now. This counts so much.
A little while later.
I can't stand a bully.
Oh, it's Cardi B. Never mind.
I always stand up to him.
Hello, how are you? This is I, the Robozoid, your semi-likable and occasionally tolerable curmudgeon of both YouTube and Rumble, having a nice cup of tea here. You know, I like to have my tea at 4 in the afternoon. Hold on a minute. All right, we have to talk about, of course, old Jazz Hands Crockett, because, well, apparently her large ego will just not accept that apparently she's out of work. She has nothing to do now since she lost the Texas primaries a couple months ago. And, well, she's desperate to find any kind of work, anything at all, anything that might put her back on the map, because within a few months, she went from this.
If I want to be in the house, I'll absolutely be in the house. And there ain't nothing he can do about it.
To having absolutely jack shit in her favor. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised at this point if financially she was busted. I mean, flat broke. I mean, I'd be jumping for joy if I thought that was true. Far be it for me, of course, to gloat in another one's downfall. But nevertheless, you've got to laugh at this. You got to laugh at this woman's degradation and humiliation, because really she did it to herself. I mean, here she is basically trying to argue that it's these sanctuary cities that are actually a good policy for America, and the bad policy is, well, keeping the borders shut, for all the sense that makes. Excuse me, I had to adjust this thing a little bit. But for all the sense that makes, which it doesn't, just take a look at this clip and you'll probably get a better idea of what I'm talking about.
I have seen people, whether it was an American citizen or not, that killed your
nice
child
glasses.
or harmed your child, I believe it's wrong. To me, it wouldn't have made it any less painful. And I could be wrong again because I don't have any kids.
You always are, and you never will have kids.
U.S. citizen that ended up harming or killing your child, the pain would still be there. It would still hurt. So the reality is that what we need to do is make sure we are protecting everybody in this country.
Stop whining.
The reality is that if you are talking about a sanctuary city, then we're talking about city government. We're talking about local control, something that the Republicans used to espouse that they believed in. They used to believe in whoever lives in that city, you elect who is going to run that city. And that city, whether it's the police department, which is the police department and law enforcement that make the decisions about what they do. We don't pick the police chief for any given city. So when we're having a conversation and a hearing about the human toll, the title specifically is the human toll of sanctuary policies, stories from victims and families, my deal is we aren't the ones that decide what cities do.
You serious?
You see, what Jazz Hands Crockett was doing there was she was trying to lecture families whose lives were destroyed, whose children were murdered thanks to illegal aliens and also other assortments of gimmie-grants. She's trying to lecture them on sanctuary city policies. She's trying to lecture them on why Trump's policies are bad. Well, these people are going through a lot of pain right now because they lost loved ones, like, let us say, well, Laken Riley, for instance. And this ridiculous, stupid cartoon caricature of a woman is actually out there lecturing these families. Bite me, fatso, because quite frankly, you're wrong. Your policies were wrong. I mean, these people are still grieving over the loss of loved ones that were killed at the hands of gimmie-grants and illegal aliens that you let into this country. So I don't want to hear it from you. You know, I don't want to hear any more of your boo-hoo whining and crying about, oh, you gotta let the illegal aliens because they're with us, jigga-boo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo. No, just give me a break, okay? Give me a fucking break. Because your policies got those people killed. Your policies got Lake and Riley killed. And you have to accept that, Jazzy Crockett, Jazz Hands Crockett shit, because you're the one who did it. Your policies were the ones that got those people killed, who would still be alive today if only the borders had been closed 5 or 10 years ago.
But I'm a whole lawyer. So I will potentially go back to
At least
practicing law.
self-aware.
I'm engaged in conversations with some law firms about what that would look like. I want to be semi-flexible as it relates to the practice of law, because I absolutely want to get to this book.
What the hell are you talking about? Who are you talking to?
She really wants somebody to hire her. Any law firm that would have her. Well, quite frankly, I can't imagine any law firm would want to have her now after all this, putting on the whole fake ghetto performance, which wasn't even real to begin with, because we know that this woman was supposedly educated to the highest degree at a very exclusive university in Missouri. Sorry, was it Missouri? Yeah, it was Missouri. So she's not fooling anybody, okay? I mean, she's putting on the ghetto act because she wants to try to gain sympathy with the stupid people and the ghetto trash in the gutter. That's what she's trying to do. And you know something? It's not working for her anymore. If this woman had even half a brain, she'd probably understand that no law firm is going to want to hire her after this. Not to mention the fact that, well, let's get back to that whole I don't have any kids thing. I don't have no children. Well, of course you don't. I don't think they do this anymore, but if you did, they'd probably beg to put their faces on milk cartons because they'd run away from your creepy ass in a second, you maniac. And thank God you don't have any children, so you don't have anyone else left to brainwash. I mean, that's all I got to say about that. Hold on a second, please. Yeah, so thank God she doesn't have any kids. Otherwise, they'd wind up to be hateful little goblins like her.
Really good about the election at the time. And I said to him, the story that will be written will be about young women and how impactful they were in this race. And he said, why do you say that? And I said, because I've been amazed by the young women of all colors.
What is it with her and her desire for awful glasses?
Inspired. And I will tell you that probably one of the things that hurt the most had nothing to do with me. It had everything to do with young girls and women seeing that for whatever reason, a candidate who was highly qualified.
I just find that very comical and very laughable that Jazz Hands Crockett shit honestly thinks that this was not about her. It was about being a role model or setting an example for young girls all over the world. Yeah, sure. It was not. It was all about her from the very beginning. I mean, let's be honest here. This woman thought she was part of the political aristocracy. She thought that everybody adored her. She thought that everybody would go absolutely apeshit over her. And the truth is, nobody liked her at all. White people hated her. Black people hated her. Black men in particular were disgusted by her. And she's going on thinking that she's like the high aristocracy of the political world, when really she was down in the swamp in terms of electability and in terms of poll numbers. She had no favorability ratings. And yeah, this woman, her ego is just too fragile to admit that she's wrong, that she's not experienced, she's not qualified, and she doesn't know how to handle a situation in government and politics or in business maturely. I mean, she can't handle, she's not a mature woman. She doesn't act like a mature woman. She acts like a spoiled brat who expects everything to work out for her just because she's black. Well, you know what? It don't work that way, do it, bitch? Because you have to work for it. You've got to be talented. You've got to be intelligent. And you've got to get a little lucky. And quite honestly, you didn't even manage to do that. You couldn't even pull that off. And the worst part is you just like to pretty much put yourself on a pedestal at the expense of knocking everybody else down. And just basically attacking Trump, attacking Whitey, attacking suburbia, attacking anyone who basically had, well, let's say at least an IQ of 100. And your IQ is probably somewhere in the single digits, Jiggy. So I don't think you are qualified to judge anybody at any speed. And you were certainly not qualified to basically make judgments and moral pronouncements on people whose families were destroyed and whose family members were killed by illegal aliens, all because you wanted ICE to be the enemy. You wanted Trump to be the enemy. And you know what? That didn't work out for you one bit, did it? Because you're stupid, arrogant, irresponsible, egotistical, immature, and you just don't know how to handle any situation that comes your way, whether tough or simple. And quite frankly, you are simple-minded, Jazz Hands Crockett. So nobody's going to miss you in the end. Nobody. You can't get a job anywhere else. You are an absolute failure. And your ego will not allow you to see that. This has been the Robazoid. I'm going to leave you with one more piece of non-advice or just word salad from the Jazzy Crockett, all by herself. Be here or be absolutely nowhere.